All right, we back. Thanks for taking a break with us. Kingsmen Radio, you know where to find us. IG, Kingsmen_music_group. There's a link to all our music, all our personal pages, all that jazz. We were talking about AI and what Timbo's doing with his new company, and how there's been a lot of backlash in the creative community regarding it, but you can't really stop it from happening. AI is continually learning and growing. They're actually creating data centers all throughout the country and all throughout the world. With chips and supercomputers that are going to allow AI. Their goal is for AI to begin to think somewhat on its own and improve on its own thought process. So currently AI is, what Dre was saying, is limited to what we tell it to do, the information that we give it. But the hope for the people who are actually creating these computers and stuff like that, these platforms, is that soon AI will begin to think for itself.
I mean, I think eventually you might get there. But what's so crazy is... I can't find the clip, but this young man was speaking in 2015 how these companies like YouTube, they're pretty much ad driven, but their bottom line, since these companies became open market for investors, is to continue to grow, and the only way to grow, before the guy made a comparison. Before it was buy new land. And we can grow. The more land you grow, you know what I mean? That's the more profit we make, because the more land we'll be able to control certain things. Now it's people's attention. The more I grab your attention, the more money I make. So when people pick up their phones, when people are looking at TV, of course TV is nothing but ads. Your phone, it's an algorithm of ads to find out. It's all about getting your attention. The only way to circumvent that is literally put your phone down.
It's not going to happen. But I know the video you found it. I think I liked it, where he was saying that they want all your attention. They want your mind is now land.
Yes,
I'm gonna find it.
Exactly. Yes, that and when I heard that, I'm like, this is crazy. Now this is back in 2015, which is 10 years ago. Some people were probably not even born or even thought of. But for the most part, it's driven from the ads. You know what I'm saying? Like, people going viral is because you are able to grab people's attention.
Mm-hmm.
The more people, the more attention you can grab, the more people you can get, the more ads people can say, okay, we can, it goes back to just greed and money
and attention.
Really.
I sent you the video. Go check Instagram DM. Excuse me.
Oh, you got it. You found it.
And this is Bo Burnham. I'm not sure he is, but he warned about the dangers of big tech in 2019.
Yeah, we're just little about it.
The issue for me, this guy Douglas Rushkoff talks about it. The issue is, like, when I try to tell kids and parents or whatever, they're coming for every second of your life. That's what these companies are coming to. This company as well. And it's not because anyone is bad. It's not because anyone in this company has evil plans or is trying to do this. They're not even doing it consciously. It's because these companies like Twitter and YouTube and Instagram and everything, they went public and they went to shareholders. So they have to grow. Their entire models are based off of growth. They cannot stay stagnant. They're trying to get more engagement from you. We used to colonize land. That was the thing you could expand into, and that's where money was to be made. We colonized the entire earth. There was no other place for the businesses and capitalism to expand into, and then they realized human attention.
Keyword, oh my God.
Expand. There's no other place for us to expand, because land is, we colonized the entire world. So now it's this human mind is the landscape that they're trying to grab.
Shit, that is deep, bro.
They are now trying to colonize every minute of your life. That is what these people are trying to do. Every single free moment you have is a moment you could be looking at your phone and they could be gathering information to target ads at you. That's what's happening. So, like, as much as we can, have really good conversations and try to humanize the conversations, the mechanism of the business is rolling towards that just because of the market. So, like,
yeah, it's crazy. And so they were talking, Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg has a platform where he's trying to generate that kind of activity where AI can improve itself. Jeff Bezos, Amazon, and Elon. But I think Elon's going to have a little bit of a tougher time, Dre, because Elon is he's been going at it with Trump recently. Huh?
Nice segue. I'll peep the segue. Okay.
Elon's gonna have a lot of issues.
You know what, bro? I know you're supposed to talk about it, and when I heard about it, I was like, "This would be a good topic," but I just don't care.
Well, I'm going to talk about it.
anymore.
It's a great topic. Elon Musk and Donald Trump are going at it. So
real
Elon
quick,
recently,
I know you're gonna go into that, but what I did hear, which is funny, people like Trump because he's supposed to be this masculine president that doesn't take crap, and then this young lady was like, "Well, these two guys don't seem masculine because they're going back and forth with each other like two." And I'm like, "Wow, you had to pick up anyway."
I didn't say I'm not worried about all that. I'm just giving
not.
the
And
details
that's
of
why
what's
one
going
of the
on.
reasons why I didn't really care. I'm like, "Oh God."
I'm not worried about all that.
But anyway,
but it is
what's
very
going on?
interesting that Elon said a couple days ago, he tweeted out on his platform Twitter, now known as X, that if it weren't for him, Donald Trump would not have won the election. And a lot of people were saying that he's the richest man in the world. He put a lot of money towards the election and all that jazz. And Donald Trump took offense to that, to which he said, I think I'm going to have to make some changes to what, Elon has going on. He has a lot of government contracts. I think it's time for us to pull those contracts. And then Elon was like, Trump, the real secret is that Trump was hooking up with Epstein, molesting children, all stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
They got crazy.
This
and
one time I don't want to hear this. Oh my God.
What do you mean? It's news.
No, it's news. It's news.
It's information.
Yeah, it is.
And so it's quite funny because they were buddy in the office. I think Elon's son told Donald Trump to shut up. When he first got in the office, there's video of that. And so to see those two going at it, I think it's quite funny because Donald Trump thinks he's untouchable.
How did you come to that conclusion, bro? That Donald Trump is President Donald Trump. Let me say, President Donald Trump is untouchable.
But he does feel like he's the president of the. He's the leader of the free world.
Wouldn't anybody who's the president feel untouchable or no?
Not every president feels that way. If you're the president of the United States, there's a president of France that got smacked by his wife, and they caught it on him.
That's crazy.
That was crazy.
Hey,
did you see that?
That's crazy.
Like, listen, that's another form of embarrassment.
France's president, right? Macron.
So that if she's willing to do that, damn near on camera, he's getting his ass beat at home all the time.
So as the story goes, the president of France was landing somewhere, and before they opened up the doors to the plane, as they were opening the doors to the plane, a photographer, a reporter caught his wife knocking him upside the head, literally. In a split second, he realized the doors were open. He turned, he smiled, and so on and so forth. But the damage had already been done.
I'm gonna call this title "Men and Shenanigans." Yeah,
Men and Shenanigans.
Men and Shenanigans, because these are shenanigans, bro. Like this is not news, but we have to report it because it's shenanigans, bro. People like hearing this stuff.
Well, to be the
it's
villain,
entertainment.
To be
I'm
the
not
villain,
gonna lie.
and just because we're on this platform, and I just want to create some kind of buzz.
We do.
I don't condone
any of this
misogyny or misandry. I don't condone any.
Let's start with misandries. Hold up, listen, bro. Hold up, man. I like that segue, bro, because I'm gonna have to play this real quick.
We don't condone any of that. Misandry or misogyny.
Beg. Nobody is begging for your little shit.
Hold up.
Men beg. Nobody is begging for your little shit. What you thought you was Lotto or something? Even then, I wouldn't be begging, my nigga.
Yeah, Lotto ain't crazy.
Don't get mad at men in this generation because your ass not getting cracked no more. Just look within yourself. See where the problem's at. If I'm being honest, your shit probably trash. You 40 and you can't get wet no more, so you taking it out.
All right, that's enough. I don't necessarily condone that, but what I will say is,
about? What is? I don't understand what the point.
Listen.
That's crazy.
It just reminds me of the foolishness that some people do. All right, and this particular woman wants men to go back to begging. You know when, baby, I'm begging, baby, baby. That whole Jodeci thing. Now I ain't gonna front.
Well, that's a hot record.
It's amazing record.
And
It's always gonna be an amazing record.
When men were standing in the rain,
But
looking to
see,
the side.
you know what? I never looked at it. Whoo! I think we talked about it before, but that's a whole nother thing. How do you feel about guys begging going back to begging and music. Maybe we are, slash of music.
I think there's a
whatever.
space for, because in life there are times where men and women feel they have to go the extra mile to win back the love or the attention or the affection of someone that they may have violated. I think there's space for that.
Okay.
I think there's space for those kinds of songs. But is there space for those kinds of songs? Just to have songs people crying, like, I personally just like that genre, that time of music. It was more melodic. But I'm not knocking what's going on now. I mean, it's
signs of the times, baby.
It's all good.
That's what it is. It's signs of the times. See, back then people were begging because that's what actual men at that time were probably doing, begging. If you look at the movies, the guy would do something stupid. Of course, they'll put that. He get kicked out, and now he's begging to get back inside the house. The whole rigmarole. But guess what?
Kingsmen Radio.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
No, we don't.
We don't care.
We don't. We're not doing that no more. Now I will say there are some women that are worthy, are like, that if you make a mistake, you're gonna have to fess up. And to be honest with you, I just had a conversation with my buddy here how I,
Made an error.
I'm learning that there's so much growth in like saying that you're wrong and that you made a mistake. There's so much power in that, and it's relieving. In fact, I'm always going to be sincere about the apology, because whoever I hurt, or it's going to make me see, Dre, you value this relationship with this person. And if you hear that this person thinks that whatever you did is wrong, then if you value the relationship, you respect this person, guess what you're going to do? You're not only going to apologize and say, listen,
Right.
I effed up, but you're going to actually make some work in the way of changing
That's correct.
and becoming better. So therefore, the relationship that you do have with this person continues to grow. Just like, getting people's attention, or just growth. Growth is good, right? Growth is always good in any relationship, in anything, right? So if two people can come together and say, you know what, we value this relationship and we know this can grow to be something bigger than you and I, then guess what? I'm going to have to take the necessary steps in making sure I do better. And when I do mess up, that I let you know that I messed up and that I can't do that again, and that it was wrong on what I did.
Kingsmen Radio.
Do you know that it's becoming a thing now that people are more quick to blame everything and look at everything but themselves? It's and in the Bible it did said men will be lovers of themselves.
Oh,
And
went church on y'all.
I've noticed it even myself. Like somebody told me the other day, they looked at me and said, or they've been around me and said, Dre, you seem like you could be self-centered. I took that in. I didn't say no, that's not true, because I was able to say, you know what? Okay, I'm the only child. I don't have any children. Besides,
All you have to think about is yourself.
yeah, so she
you
may
want.
have some validity. There's validity to that. But guess what I did? I didn't blame anybody else. I looked right at myself and said, okay, for her to say this has to be some truth. Some truth. And if there is, I have to look at myself and see how much truth there is to it. And I said, there is truth. And guess what? It may not feel good in the beginning. When you start, just like anything, like any muscle, pause.
That's crazy.
I knew it was. I
know.
knew you were
But
getting
I
ready to say something crazy.
I know
I was
you was
ready.
You was ready.
I was ready.
Pause. But listen, when you are able to start learning how to apologize and say, listen, I'm not perfect, but I got to do better, there's so much power. It becomes easier to the point where now you can look at yourself and say, oh, this is a problem because somebody said this to me, and if I do that, it makes you think differently and it makes you make decisions better.
I feel you.
You feel me?
I feel you.
That's crazy.
You know
So-
who needed to make better decisions?
Who?
As I'm transitioning?
Who?
Didi. This dude, matter of fact, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. We're going to talk a little bit more about Diddy. All right? Y'all stay locked in.
Dealing with difficult lovers. Most of these niggas undercover. More like Ray and the brothers. Anyway, got a text from Dre. Told me to get dressed and be on my way. Yeah. Pulled up to the scene with it. And I'm super clean with it. She was on the dance floor. Seemed like she was waiting for